I want to talk about authenticity today. I think authenticity is something that a lot of people want, and maybe not even knowingly want. When we think about interactions that we have with other individuals, it could be our family members, our friends, acquaintances, coworkers, colleagues, prospects, clients. I believe we want to be as authentic as possible. We want to show up in our authentic energy and be able to share unfiltered what is on our mind. And how do we how does that happen? How do we get to that point? Or better yet, what prevents us from doing that? Anytime we think of how our messaging or what we say will be perceived, we begin to stray away from our authenticity. There is something there that is causing us to think about how we might present what we really want to say in a package that will be received in a way that we want it to be received. And right away, that is a sign that inauthenticity might be lurking. So that is the main way to detect if something is authentic or not, is to determine if you're getting out ahead of how it might be received. If you're in your authenticity, then you don't care. You release your attachment to how people might perceive it, or how they might act in response to the messaging that you want to share with them. And so often, especially in business, or maybe at your job, or maybe even relationships that you have, we feel like we need to curb or distort what you really want to say. And there's nothing bad or wrong about that, but just to notice and pay attention that that's the moment where straying from authenticity could happen as a potential, right? You might come back to the place and just be aware of it, and then deliver, stand in your power and really realize that this is how I want to show up. But I wanted to demonstrate today, by just turning the camera on, that this is what my authenticity looks like. And I think you can tell when it's almost like I'm channeling a message. There's pauses between what I'm saying, and there's no agenda. I'm not looking to get people to do a certain thing or to receive this a certain way. It's like I'm delivering a truth that I feel like is a truth that's greater than just a truth for me. It's a universal truth that I allow to flow through me in my own way. I have my own way that I deliver it, but that I'm not coding it to be perceived a certain way or to be accepted. And here's the thing, sometimes delivering true messages will trigger people, because not a lot of people act in truth. And that's not bashing them or judging them. And sometimes people are unaware that they might not be operating from a place of authenticity, out of fear that fears that they maybe have not addressed yet. Fear of repercussions, fear of, what their authenticity might bring that might be negative, fear of a situation that might unfold if they deliver their truth in an authentic way. So I think what we as humans are trying to do is to navigate to a place to where we can be truthful and authentic all the time, because then we have nothing to worry about. There is no fear of what might happen to us, because there's nothing bad that can happen, or any bad that could potentially happen I'm okay with. I've made my peace with, because I'm showing up in the way that is truthfully authentic to me. I think this is something that causes the most conflict in work, in business, in life, with friends, with family, is that we, because we're habitual beings, because we've had evidence of how people might react to what we say or how we act, we begin to curb. We don't want to deal with the situation that might unfold if we act a different way. And what I think I'm saying is, if you do the work and address and feel into those fears, you notice that they're just outward projections, and you're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy that you might not want. However, you've done step one. You're already aware of the fear because you're avoiding it, because you choose to not be authentic in the way you deliver your message, because you don't want a certain situation to unfold. I think the average way a human being looks at that situation is that they're justified and they have evidence based on how other people have acted before to continue to not act in their authenticity. And this is what I would like to address today, is that there is a way. There's a way to start showing up in a new way, in a more authentic way, with even people that you've been around for a while. And it comes in a way that it can't be explained intellectually like I'm doing right now, but is my hopes to show how I'm delivering the message today, because I've done some of this work myself, and there's more to do, right? But I've done a lot of it to be able to act in my authentic expression and be a weird human being. We're all crazy, individuals that we want to stretch out, and I think our natural expression is so easily judged by others that we tend to curb it and to behave or to shave off parts of ourselves that need to be seen by the world. And there's a great video on social media. It's an old video, but it's this concert, and there's a song playing, and there's this kid, this guy, he's probably a teenager, late teens, early 20s. He gets up and starts dancing, and he's just going crazy, and he looks like a fool, and people start recording him, and he looks funny. And then after a couple seconds, somebody else stands up next to him and starts dancing like a fool and acting all crazy. And then sure enough, another person, and then two people join him, and then a group of people join. All of a sudden there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people that are just being crazy, just acting how they want to act without any fear of any judgment. And that is the power of authenticity. Not that we do it so that we inspire or empower others, but when other people feel authenticity, they know it, and it gives them permission to be authentic themselves. And we begin to not care what other people think or how they might react. We just act in our full authentic expression. And isn't that the greatest thing that we can do?